Good morning, all.
Good morning, Dad.
How are you, sir? Good morning, Shoshana. Good morning, Nicole.
Good morning.
Morning.
I'm all by myself here? All by myself? Oh, there's Miss Robin. The number is now 6. Good morning, Jacob.
Good morning, Dan. How are you?
Wonderful, guy. Oh, there's Miss Sarah Kuhn.
Okay, here's
Sarah's got her first listing under contract with her own buyer. It's a double-sided deal.
Oh, nice work.
That was the hardest thing I've ever done in my entire life. I'm still like exhausted from it, but yeah, that was good.
It's not hard.
It's just morally stressful. Like I didn't even expect, I don't know. It's just, I don't know, but it was fun.
Handling both sides of the deal is extremely difficult, especially when you're dealing with family as clients, because
Yes.
they want you to break protocol and give information you're not supposed to, because come on, we're family. No.
All the time. And they kept saying they understood, which is, fine. So it was just, it was pushing, it was just pushing things that I was not prepared to have pushed. So I learned a whole heck of a lot. So I'm really happy.
Good.
Yeah. And thank you, Dan. Thank you, Dan. My gratitude out to you you have no idea. So
You have one hell of a coach, Sarah, just saying.
I know I do. Believe me, I know I do. That is not going unnoticed at all.
So the beautiful thing about it is that it's one of the most interesting listings you'll ever see. A double-sided deal is one of the toughest things you'll ever do, especially dealing with family. So you got 3 out of the 5 most difficult things in real estate.
What are the other 2?
Bankruptcy trustee sales
Okay.
and just stupid people.
Okay. Well, stupid people I can handle.
Yeah, so you're industrial / residential. The good thing is you picked up a cash investor that understands the risks there. Your family that you're representing seems to be very realistic. And I commend you on your abilities to keep it all together, and you did well. I think the toughest thing in real estate for me is getting people to respond. The rest of it's process.
Yeah. Okay.
The rest of it's process.
Yeah.
When this happens, you do this. When this happens, you do that. So the process behind what you're doing is what's going to be most important to understand.
Mm-hmm.
The most difficult aspect of real estate is the person, because you got to get people to respond.
Well, yeah, it's because like I'll sit here and do my portion all day long as quick as possible, but it's the waiting around and getting everybody else to do it.
Absolutely, it's getting the other parties, it's getting the buyers and sellers that actually respond. So, good job.
Thank you.
Good morning, BB. Good morning, Stormy. Good morning, Paige. Good morning, Adriana.
Good morning, Big Dan.
Good morning, Stephanie and Ezra. Guys, tell me some wins this weekend. Tell me some awesomeness. I want to hear the goodness before we start our Mondays. Hello.
Well, I have a new signed buyer broker, and I spent the afternoon with these folks, and we looked at a lot, and there's a coming soon that's going live on Friday that I really tried to get them in to see, but apparently the seller's too emotional and stressed out, and they just will not let anyone see it before it goes live. So we're ready to pounce.
I love it. Who else? Who else has some goodness?
This is me. I don't got my camera on because
You're at home.
because the way I just barely woke up. But over the weekend, I think that relationships are really cool and they work. And there should be reciprocal. Like if you give some, people should give back. And the lender called me over the weekend for a listing. Someone needs to sell their house, not necessarily contingent upon a purchase, but they just want to sell, which I thought like doesn't happen a lot, and was really cool.
That is really awesome, man. You don't hear very often of any lenders sending back some listings. That's awesome, man. All right, who else? I know you got some others. Come on, give me some goodness.
Guys, mine aren't really real estate related, but they are in a sense. 'Cause
Wins
I'm
or
trying
wins?
to. Okay. Well, it's just a little tooting my own horn, good things, but I kind of like, for example, on Friday night, I had a little Valentine card making party with a couple younger gals at my church, just kind of trying to teach them about how to make cards. And I mean, kids are really good at that anyways, but we did a little Zoom meeting and it was really fun. And one other thing that like we did another Zoom meeting with some other mama friends with their little kids. And, I realized we're not like selling houses there or whatever, but like, I realized we can do our Zoom thing. So I thought, why not just get other moms together like that? Sorry about the craziness. But anyways, they said it creates a sense of community. So, okay, guys.
He is having a day this morning, isn't he? Poor little babies. But no, you're right. Got to create community. I love it.
I would like to say this weekend I learned a lot from Stormy. So I just want to say thank you to him. He showed me a lot at the open house.
Awesome. What was your favorite thing that you learned? What was the biggest takeaway?
I was driving. Hold up. No, he just really showed me like a lot of little tricks and stuff, how to approach people and get leads and such, and it was really cool. So yeah, I learned a lot from Stormy on Saturday.
Good, man.
Hey, on that
Dan?
note, Dan, I think half the struggle was just showing up, and Diego showed up even though he was 5 minutes late. He showed up,
Come on, man. You can't be late.
I took the wrong exit. It was a mess. It was a mess. But yeah, it was a good turnout. A lot of people showed up.
Dan?
Yes, ma'am.
So surprisingly, last night I got a lead from my esthetician. She is working, I don't know if you know him, she is working with Rene Acosta. I'm gonna call him in a few minutes. She's pre-qualified. She was working with a realtor from Long, but apparently they did not have a good relationship. So my esthetician recommended her, and I called her last night, and she is ready to buy. So I was in DocuSign this morning entering her. So hopefully this goes through and we can find her house.
That's awesome. Finally getting an active buyer. That's good stuff. All right. Well, I love to hear that you guys got some goodness going on this weekend. It was kind of quiet on my end. I didn't get too many phone calls, which is strange, which makes me worry, but I appreciate it. What kind of things did you want to work on today? Did you guys know the family reunions this week? I got one head nod, the rest of you just staring at me like, what the hell's family reunion?
I went in, I was going to register. I thought it was $80. Now it's like 100 and something. So
$80 was if you go through us, because the Market Center has packages. Send an email to Jay and get on his list.
Oh, thank you for that.
Yeah, Jay.
Registered for that, Dan?
Again, please.
I registered, but I was wondering, is it on Zoom or so?
Yeah.
Send me to a website and stuff.
It's not on Zoom. It's a digital platform. Jay's email is in the chat today. Guys, get on it. Let's get in there. Even if it goes up to $200, it's well worth the investment. Last year, I spent nearly $5,000 to go, and it was worth every time.
Is it beneficial for new agents?
Absolutely. That's the one thing is people get just, concerned like, hey, I'm not that big in my career. I haven't been here that long. But no, if you were to sit in a room as a brand new agent and the guy next to you is doing $1 million a year, making $1 million a year, and you had the chance to listen to what he does in his day-to-day, or what she does to make her empire as big as it was, is that worth it? Family Reunion is a giant learning festival, if you will. It's the largest real estate training expo in the world. Every year we throw it. Last year, there was 22,000 of us that attended in person. This year, there's going to be well over 40,000 people in attendance digitally, where you've got the best and brightest minds in real estate sharing their secrets, literally pouring into the community of Keller Williams everything that we do. There's actually the funny thing is about Family Reunion is it's not just KW. You got agents from all over brokerages that jump in because they know it's the value there. And the fact that the cost is so greatly reduced this year allows it to be more attainable for somebody who just got in the business that doesn't have the $900 just for the ticket or the travel and expense of getting to wherever it's at for the week. This year was supposed to be in Vegas. We had rooms booked and everything. COVID changed a lot of things, but it gave us the opportunity to have this experience and have more people join in. I learned so much last year that I instantly came back and put into my business that helped me make an additional $50,000 or $60,000. I can directly tie into what I learned last year. So I got a 10 times return on investment. If you guys do one extra deal, you've bested that number. So check it out. Send Jay an email. His email is in the chat. The chat box. It's Jay Huffstutler, HUFFSTUTLER, Huffstutler at KW.com. And then if you want to, just add in the subject line, put me in, coach, just to be funny. But no, you're right. To answer your question, Diego, it is not a Zoom-based event. It is a private website, web hosting that we use in the digital aspect so that we can control the servers. Because it'll crash. Zoom can't hold a 50,000 person load.
And what date is it?
It starts tonight.
And when it ends?
Goes Thursday through Thursday.
And is this an all-day event?
Yes. So check out the information at kwfr2021.com.
I set up my Family Reunion profile the other day from an email, and just because we were talking about it, I went and looked at it, and I already have a direct message from an agent in Virginia who's looking for a referral partner and reached out to me.
So I just sent you a text, Adriana, I sent it to the wrong person.
Thank you.
Adriana, text sent, boom, there's the website. It's also in the chat. Family Reunion at KW.com. So not so much scripting, but it's definitely something to put your mind in a place where you can learn. And I want you to participate. If you can participate fully, because the more you engage, the more you dive in, the more you're going to get out of it, the better you are. The more you can take away from it, the better you are. Just like these calls, when you participate and you engage, the more you get out of it, the better you are. At a shine of hands, who has had a situation come up in their career or personal life that was loosely tied to something we've already talked about, and you felt more comfortable going into that situation because we've been over it before in a practice session? You know what they call that? Learning by exposure.
Osmosis.
Definitely.
Yeah, also known as osmosis. You're learning right now. You're learning through exposure. We're exposing you to these conversations so that when you go out into the, like you like my term, the wild, you go out in the wild, you find a wild real estate conversation and you pop up, you have better tools. So I was on a call, must have been, I think Thursday or Friday night, with an agent from another brokerage working a deal. And just the vapidness of the conversation, very blank, very matter of fact, very business, until I asked the question of what's important about that. And she's like, what do you mean? I was like, tell me more. She had never had a genuine conversation with a realtor about a deal where the other agent actually gave a damn. And it was as simple as asking her, tell me more. What's important about that? That's interesting. Why would you say something like that? And I love this line, help me understand your client's thinking. I went from having an adversary to an ally in less than 5 minutes. And this is the deal that has been an absolute dumpster fire. And now it's all of a sudden coming together and things just seem to be moving smoothly again. All from a simple conversation. Tell me more, help me understand your client's thinking. When you get somebody that sends you a Benzer and they want 9,000 things repaired, what's your first thought? Exactly. Dick Nichols, that's funny. You're dumb. But then you pick up the phone, you call the buyer's agent, say, Mr. and Mrs. Buyer's agent, hey, this is Big Dan Caldwell. I just got your Benzer. Can you do me a favor and help me understand your client's thinking? Do you think that's going to help you engage in some creative results together? Or you pick up the phone and say, hey, Robin, just got your Benzer. Are you guys crazy? Hey, Sarah, 40 items? What? What? Why? Right? Now you feel attacked. But when you align yourself, and this is all about alignment, align yourself with the person you're having a conversation with. It's going to be a lot easier for you to gain some agreement, move forward. You know? Good morning, Dick Nichols. Thank you for joining us.
Well, my pleasure, partner.
So I want you guys to remember that when you're having difficult conversations, is you can pull it back as Paige, help me understand your thinking. Help me understand blank. I have a saying in my house that I don't know is not an answer. Anyone else have kids, young kids, speaking age between 9 and 14? Or maybe 6 and 14? What is the number one answer they give you when you ask them a question?
I don't know.
I
know.
I don't know. You know, my nephew does 5 push-ups every time he says, I don't know. Because I don't know is not an answer.
I once had an old sales coach saying, you know, if you have a person you're having a problem getting along with, find some reason and give them a call and say, hey, I've got a problem and I need your help.
Oh, I like that.
It's amazing because it puts them in a superior position. They think that, aha, this bozo finally realizes that I'm the person. And then they help you and they feel much better about it. And I've, over the years, you know, at least 155 years, used that line and it's worked. Like, Robin, I've got a problem. I need your help. I didn't catch the first worm today. What would you suggest?
How may I help you, Dick?
Help me find the frickin' worm.
That means you got to get up earlier, Dick. The early bird gets the worm.
Hey, I'm up very early every morning, baby.
The early bird may get the worm, Jason, but the second mouse gets the cheese. Remember that.
But if you eat too much cheese as a mouse, you become a rat.
And snitches get stitches, Dick. Guys, we were just all over the place this morning, and I love it. But I love seeing your faces. So we are going to be jumping into family reunion the next couple of days. So we're not going to have a whole lot of time. I have to look at the schedule to see if the script call can still run. It may be able to. We'll find out. But I really wanted to give that pearl to you this morning is the conversations we have with other agents are just as important as the conversations you have with each other, with your clients. Don't let I don't know, or what I call reflex responses, run your business. We talked about it last week, that 98% of the things we do is habitual, right? And I challenged you, what habits are you going to break? Anyone ever heard of the word How many times do you say it in the day?
too often, and that drives me nuts too, because I video myself a lot, and I notice that I say that it's just the worst filler word or filler sound ever. It sounds so retarded, really.
How often do I say Sparingly.
Toastmasters will help with that, by the way.
Toastmasters will definitely help with that, but also will the understanding of what we say as being impactful as much as what we don't say. Is a brain tick. It's a blank between thoughts. What other things can you replace with? I'm actually, so you guys understand, I'm taking scripting and we're going to break it down to a very juvenile place so we can help build better conversations and have stronger, relations with our words, which will come with tonality, which will come with body language, will come with the pauses and, the right inference on the correct syllable, also known as syllable, just know some of you guys. What other words can you use instead of Robin?
Silence. Just pause and think.
It's not fair, Robin. You and I have been together too long.
I was going to say the same thing. And whenever I think about this, I think about, I just said it. Yep.
Yeah.
Whenever I think about this, I think about the former President Barack Obama and his ability to pause. You will hear those little pauses in between where he is collecting his thoughts, and it's quite impressive. I think to some people it may seem awkward, but it's just better than that word.
Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Barack Obama. You're right. It would create relationships with what he was saying and what you were hearing with just changing literally the middle of the sentence. He would get you to think deeper about what he was talking about by not putting spaces where you think spaces should go. But instead, he would put them right in the middle of a sentence. Because it's a speech pattern interrupt. And it creates an environment where more people are likely to listen to you and understand you and remember what you're saying.
A strategic pause is always very helpful if you're trying to communicate. And when I used to smoke a pipe, someone would ask me a question, I wouldn't know the answer. I take my pipe out, tap it, and relight it, and give that all-knowing, thoughtful look as I'm racing to figure out what I was going to say. Now, I don't smoke a pipe anymore, but you could just say, wait a minute, let me just think about that, and stop it right there. You're controlling your dialogue.
Yeah, when you said pipe, there was 5 different mental images that went out there right now. Just be careful. Be careful when you're talking about that. But no, Dick's talking about a physical pattern interrupt. No different than going. He did it with a pipe. He did the. It's the physical representation of the 4 letters HMMM. Strategic pausing is important. Paige was smiling and laughing because she was picking up on what I was doing during that presentation. Because when you can throw pausing into things, you can create engagement. Strategic pausing, having a break in between a thought, and being cognizant of not using the word And like Robin said, silence. Be okay in silence. There's a lot more that gets done in silence. And I've had people give me the answers to things they didn't want to give answers to just because my brain wasn't fast enough to say something, but I've trained it to be silent. So in that dead silence, they were like, 250. Why isn't he talking to me? I must give him the answer.
Well,
the reality is because I wasn't smart enough to go fast enough. What was that, Miss Charity?
Americans don't like silence.
We hate it.
Like if you pause for just 5 seconds, it's so awkward. But like in Eastern cultures, it's rude if you talk too fast.
We have a problem of answering questions we ask. Who's ever had a similar dialect to this? Hey, Sarah, what do you guys want to do today? You go to the movies, go to the park, go to the mall, hang out? Why can't we just leave it at, hey, Sarah, what do you want to do today? Shut up and listen. So what do you guys want to do? You want to put in an offer? You want to walk away? You want to leave more houses? Would you like me to sell your house, or do you need to think about it? You need some more time? I can come back next week. Ask a question, shut up and listen. I don't know what happened, and I haven't researched language deep enough to understand that at some point in our relationship with words, the American culture was all half a second. That's all you get. You get enough time for two letters to pop out between interruptions. And what is those two letters? Understanding how we're saying stuff is important. The tone, the frequency, the cadence. 3 words: good for you, good for you, good for you. 3 different sayings, right? The same 3 words said 3 different ways mean 3 different things. So what are we saying in our daily real estate conversations that we don't intend to deliver that message? However, that's the message being received. Raise your hand if you've said the term, I'm busy. Sorry, I'm busy. Busy. Are you though? No, you're really not. You're like, I just don't want to talk to you. I don't want to go to the movies with you, David. Quit asking me. I'm busy. I got to do my hair. I got to wash my hair. Terms like I'm busy. I don't have time. Replace those with it's not a top priority and see what happens in your life. Right? People say, you know what, Dan, I know you're really busy. No. I'm not busy. I'm just very scheduled. There are times in my day that I have effing around time. I have shenanigans on my schedule. Trust me, if I don't, you don't like it. Dan must have shenanigans. But when you're having conversations with people, try to take a term that's very basic, like, would you like to put in an offer? And change it to, do you want to live here? Let's take a basic, boring, Ugg boots and what is that? Pumpkin spice. You know what I'm talking about? The basic B responses. And put some energy behind them. Would you hire me to be your agent? Would you like me to represent you in the largest financial purchase you'll ever make? Do you want to live here? Do you want to live here? Which one has more impact? Would you like to put an offer? Do you want to live here? Both yes or no questions. One does not have an emotional outcome at the end of it. When you ask somebody, do you want to live here? Their brain is going to come up with the reasons and the needs to move forward. Would you like to put in an offer? There's 2 outcomes. What are those 2 outcomes?
Yes or no.
Yes or no. Gets accepted, yes or no. Do you want to live here? Even though it's a yes or no, it creates a life story behind that response. Yes, I want to live here. They're already placing furniture. They're already putting their rooms together. They're already putting their cat on top of the range so it doesn't drink their apple juice. All of these things. If they say no, it's because they've envisioned something different. Their life story does not match with this path. So when you ask somebody, would you like to live, you want to live here, and Stormy, they say yes or no. If they say no, what do you ask next?
Then let's go.
Perfect. Let's not waste any time. What do we need to change? What doesn't match your dream? What doesn't match your story? Young in life, most of us created the perfect partner. We drew a stick figure, we drew some hair, eyeballs, and we're like, this is my perfect partner. I know you girls did it. I have a sister. She's weird just like you. We have this vision of perfect in our brain. Can you describe it? If you were to say, what's your perfect house? Can you describe it? So to bring this all back into play, what we say, how we say it, and the manner of what we do allows the clients that we're working with to tap into that creative element of their brain to get us past their automated responses, to get us past the I don't knows, the I'm just shopping, it's not the right time, we're just looking. Pattern interrupts, the things that we say or don't say, allow us to create these environments that people can be themselves in. If you create that environment, I guarantee you, you will create more success. Think about the conversations you're having today. Challenge yourself. If you struggle with the ums, challenge yourself. In the moment you want to say go silent. Be okay with the second or two gap in conversations. Be okay with the, that's a really good question. Let me think about it. Versus the, I don't know. So this is my challenge for you today. Next time you're on a phone call, or next time you're recording yourself and you're doing some kind of scripting with a friend, tick down how many times you say Self-identification is one of the best ways you guys can break these habits. Sarah, I love the fact that you're recording yourself and learning. It's only going to make you better. I got the lucky draw in life that when I was becoming scripted and doing all this stuff in my sales career, that they hired an entire company to scrub every phone call we made. So I know for a fact how bad I sound on the phone and how many dumb things I say throughout a phone call. I've been told. But learn from those around you, peoples. I really want you to think about family reunion. I think it'll be beneficial to your careers. As before, in the chat, if you can get it, is Jay Huffstutler, HUFFSTUTLER, Huffstutler at KW.com. Have them put you on the list. We bought packages. We bought giant packages so that we can get them for $80 a piece instead of the going rate. I don't know what that is, Ms. BB. 127 or something like that. 130. So
I have a question.
I have an answer.
So if, let's say we have to run out to do something with a client, is this going to be recorded? Can we go back to it, or are we just missing out?
Yes. So it's better to be live so you can engage in conversations, but there are some things that they're all recorded and after the fact in a repository. If it's anything like Mega Camp, we were able to access the recordings for 8 months later, almost 9 months later. And so I was able to go back and watch other presentations of classes I couldn't be a part of live, but that I wanted to consume some of the data for.
Okay,
So,
perfect.
Yeah, do not let it be an excuse to let it be in the background. Like, if I need to watch this, I'll watch it later. But no, you want to be engaged just like right now. Just like every one of our script calls is recorded and put online. Would you rather be there in person or watch it after the fact?
Yeah, no, I would rather be there in person.
So, but if you do have to break out and you can go back, you have that accessibility. I think that's one of the benefits of having it in this format versus the traditional where we're all sitting in a convention center in a room that's super cold with a dude that's literally on top of you because the seats are this small. So the benefit is definitely massive compared to where it used to be. I'm excited. I really am. Everyone got an email this morning. If you check it, it's from Keller Williams Realty International. It says Your Growth Webinar, the Family FR21 edition. Every Monday at 10 a.m. our time, we have a national growth call for all the leadership. Today, everybody has access to that call, and I hope you guys take some time to go and watch it or be a part of that live webinar. If you don't have the email, check in your platforms. It was sent to your main email, and it came from Keller Williams Realty International at 8:01 this morning.
What time's that meeting at?
10 o'clock.
Is there still Ignite with family reunion going on or no?
Ignite ended on Friday.
Oh. Did not know that. Okay.
Yeah, so I'll be sending out the final email today with all the video links, but Ignite ended on Friday.
When does it restart?
We're doing it again in April.
Okay.
March, April. I have to look at the calendar. We put a date out there. It was like 6 weeks. There will be a regional Ignite being taught too that I'll be teaching on as well, that we're doing it for the entire region and not just here locally. So also 2 other things that were added to the training calendar every day. One was because for the PC agents, we have that standing 8:45 and 3:30 calls for questions and answers. We've opened it up to the entire market center. So if you guys have random questions about deals, life, anything you need help with, 8:45 is the time to do so, or at 3:30 in the afternoons. That might be, an issue with family reunion, but that's something we're putting into place to help you guys out as agents. So thank you so much for hanging out with me this morning, guys. Wonderful day. Go out there and challenge yourself not to say, I don't know, or any other automated response. You'll find some fun in it. You will. Bye, guys.